Hi there, how's everybody doing? I'm so happy to be back in the art room. I've made some videos, I'm gonna get them right up. Today we are drawing Glory from Wings of Fire. So grab a piece of paper and your favorite pencil and meet me in the art room. Hi everybody and welcome. Today we are drawing Glory from the series Wings of Fire. So we're just going to be drawing her portrait. On the other side over here, I have all the information where you can reach me. I'm at info@futurepicassos.com. If you have a drawing that you would like me to draw, my website is futurepicassos.com, and I'm on Instagram at futurepicassos. I just want to read you a little quick something here really quickly and tell you a little bit about Wings of Fire. So Wings of Fire is a book series that consists of a focus on young dragons fulfilling a prophecy in a fantasy world. And there are many, many, many different books. And I am drawing this dragon today because a very young friend of mine named Emily asked me to draw it. So I'm fulfilling her prophecy. Now, the dragon Glory that we are drawing here on the right is just a portrait of Glory, and she is known as Queen Glory. She's a young female, a rain wing, and is the main protagonist in the book The Hidden Kingdom. She is the last minute replacement of the original prophesized Skywing egg, killed alongside its carrier by Byrne and the prologue of the dragon prophecy. After the events of the Hidden Kingdom and the Dark Secret, Glory became the queen of the Rainwing and the Nightwing tribes. She is currently in a relationship with Deathbringer. Glory is depicted as having an elegant snout and a long, graceful body and soft wings, and is to be mentioned to be pretty or beautiful numerous times in the book. So in this drawing, we're just drawing the head, or it's the portrait. And I actually have another drawing that we're going to be doing next, which is a full body, but I figured I'd start with this. So this is how you can find me. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. So I've been really busy in my studio painting, doing all kinds of crazy things, and I haven't drawn in a while, so I'm really excited to be here. So like all of our drawings, I've prepared my paper with this grid fashion right here. I do this because I like to be able to grid out my drawings. So you know that I'm not going to draw a tiny little thing. I'm going to draw something that fills up the whole paper. And so here is my digital drawing of Glory that we're going to copy today. And so I'm just going to, so in this drawing, it actually reminds me of a little bit of a seahorse. It's actually fairly simple. So if I put my piece of tracing paper over this and I trace in these very simple shapes, you can see right here, which we'll start with, almost like how you're drawing a horse. I have this circle right here and this snout. And then I have this shape right here and these kind of triangles that shoot off the back. And then I can go back in and put all the rest of the stuff in. But this is going to be the base. So I'm going to take away this drawing of Glory so it doesn't get in the way. And I'm going to put that off to the side. And I'm going to put this right over here so you can see it, just like I've done my other drawings. And this already has a grid in place. And so as you can see, it's very simple shapes. So I'm going to start with this main circle right here. And just like in my other drawings, I'm going to measure this out, right? So just so you know, so we're crystal clear, I'm drawing with just regular copy paper, and I have a regular school #2 pencil, right? That's all I have. And then later on, I'll use some of my liner pens to line it with before you can go and color it in. So finding the center of my grid right here, I'm going to measure how big I want this circle. So I measure with my fingers. So about 2 fingers up from the bottom, I'm going to put a dot. And then I like to measure how wide. And so this circle is going to be about 4 fingers wide. And it's going to be about 1.5 fingers on this side. I can just kind of eyeball it. And then it's going to be about 3 fingers over right here. And this should make a pretty decent sized circle if you look at these markings on my paper. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to make a circle. Now, if you have never done my warm-up video, I highly recommend it. In the warm-up video, I kind of show how to do certain shapes. If you notice that I'm moving my hand in a very, very slow motion, kind of going over and over and over my shape to get a decent shape, I call this finding the shape. So it's not a wrist movement, right? It's a whole entire arm movement. Okay. So then I can go back in and clean up the shape and know that nothing that I'm drawing, you know, our drawings aren't always perfect. So we have to allow for that. So I like to look at the negative shapes around my drawing. So if I look at my grid and I look at this shape right here, this shape is going to tell me a lot about where I want my, kind of snout to go. And if I look at this, so this is a negative shape right here. So I can kind of just, I don't have to put that in, but I'm just going to kind of give it a quick sketch just because it's going to help me see. Right. And so when you're drawing, you're really learning how to see. I like to kind of think of it as always learning how to see. And so then there's a little space right here. And then this comes down like this. So then I can go in and start to kind of measure off where I want things to be, right? So coming up here on my snout, I'm going to kind of make a shape that comes down like this. And I know that if I measure where this is, it's going to be a little less than 3 fingers over here. And then it's going to come down right about right here and go up right about right here. So this triangle is going to be telling to where and how long my snout shape will be of my beautiful glory dragon. And so here I'm going back in and I'm cleaning up my circle a little bit because it might be a little too big. Just totally fine. Okay. And so I'm going to put this shape in, and then I'm going to bring this shape up. And then this shape comes up like this. And then this comes up like this. And this is where I go in and I fix. And I say to myself, something like that. Oh, it kind of looks like a duck, right? Okay, so here's this shape right here. So I want to measure how far down this is going to go. And it's going to go about 4 fingers down here. And so this line right here is going to come up like this. And then over here, this is going to kind of come around like this. And then from the middle line over is about 3 fingers. I'm going to put a dot right here. And then this right about right here is going to kind of come down just like that. And then up here, starting right in here, I'm going to start making these spikes. So please know that at any time during the video, you can pause and go back and redo. You don't have to or you can watch it straight through and then draw it again. And then this comes out like this. And then this comes over like this. Kind of like that. And so you can see we have the initial shape of what our dragon looks like to help us kind of draw our serpentine creature. Maybe dragons are kind of like cats that fly. I don't know. Okay, so with that, I'm going to let you kind of absorb it and take it all in and kind of see what you see. And I'm going to take this away. And it's an excellent way to start because you can kind of see where we need to go from here. And it really will make sense if I put this over this and you can see the shapes and we can kind of gauge where we want things to be. Does that make sense? So if I look at this, I can kind of say, okay, I get it. I see the shape of the dragon in there. And let's start putting that shape inside of the face of the dragon. So, and you know, the shapes, I mean, if you look at it, the shapes are a little bit different, right? So we're going to have to make way for that. For example, this right here is a different kind of a shape. But what will help us is our guidelines. So right in here, we know that, you know, this might get erased. So I'm going to lightly erase it like this. And then right up in here, I'm just going to kind of work on this shape a little bit over here. I'm going to slightly erase it and I'm going to make this. So this comes up like this. And this comes down like that. And this comes over here like this. And you kind of have to just kind of put it in a very kind of sketchy way. And then this comes over like this. So as you can see, I'm making this shape right in here. And then, so it's okay if you erase your initial guidelines that we just drew. They're just helping us get the form in. And that comes up like that. And then over here, I'm going to make a dot right there. And this kind of comes down like this. And then this comes down like this. So it starts to kind of make sense. Always room for improvement to kind of finesse these lines so they're doing exactly what you want them to do. Okay, so that comes down like that. And then over here, this is going to come over like this. So it's going to curve over like that. And it's going to come right above this line over here and kind of curl up like this. And then right in here, I'm going to put a line like that. So I'm really just looking at the shapes that I see. And then this comes up like this, and this comes out like this. And then up here, So then over here, there's a wing right here. And so this wing actually goes, so I am going to erase these because they look a little different, right? From what I have up there. And just remember that it's all kind of guidelines, right? So in here, this comes over in here like this, and there's a beautiful oval, which fits in right there. And then from this offset of this oval is going to be a line that comes around like this, which is going to connect eventually to the eye. So this comes around over like this. And then up here, I'm going to put a dot right there. This is going to look like a fin. So it's going to come out a little further. And then right under this eye shape, this line is going to kind of shoot out like this. And then that's going to look like this. And feel free to kind of exaggerate these shapes in any way that you want and make it your own. Even though that, this is a specific dragon. Her name is Glory, but you can make it whatever you want it to be and kind of stylize it in any way that you want it to be. So from I'm just going to erase this so it doesn't get confusing. From right here to right here, this is going to come up like this. So we see we have this, then we have this, and then we have this. And then over here, we have this that goes to that. Now this line is a little different. So I'm going to change it. So right about in here, this comes down like this, and then like that. And then this swoops down like this. And I'm just kind of following it along. So here's going to be our pointy head. And then here we go up like this. And then this comes up like that. That makes sense? So this actually curves a little bit. So this curves and comes down. It's actually a little longer. Just like that. Okay. So then this gets a little confusing, so I'm going to take that away. So here we have that eye bump, and then right next to it, there's another kind of bump. And then this kind of comes all the way down like that. And then over here, so this comes down like that, and then this comes up like that. And so we have kind of a little horn right there. And again, I'm going to wash away the guidelines. So there's a hook snout. And you know that we eventually erase everything, so you don't see all the guidelines. So our eye is going to start right about right here. And that is going to be right in here. And it's a little stylized, so I'm not going to hold it to that. I'm just going to kind of put it in. Oh, I have to sharpen my pencil again. So then this is going to come down like this and stop right there. And our snout comes down like that. Little nostril. And then right under our eye, I'm going to make a line like this. And then there's a little jaw like this. It's a little jaw. And then this kind of comes around like that. Oh, it's starting to look like the dragon. And again, you know, as you're drawing these shapes, you might find that you want to change them. And that's okay. Because this is your drawing, it's not my drawing, right? Good. Okay, so over here, there's a line that comes around and over. Like that. And that bells out a little bit more. And then this comes around like this. And I'm going to make some markings on her. And she has a little marking here. She's a little, these are just like markings on the dragon. And then she also has these spikes. You can put down her back. And coming up to her eye, in here, this is going to come around like this. And then over here, we are going to make her eye. Like so. And you can kind of do whatever you want with the eye. Make it however you feel you want it to look. Okay, so in here, there's just a few little details like this that are gonna, they're little square shapes. They're like jewelry. Okay, so looks pretty good. I mean, you can go back in and tweak anything that you need to tweak. right? But what I'm going to do is I'm now going to line it and I am going to erase it. So if you want to pause, erase all of the guidelines, right? So if you want to pause and go back, you can. I am going to start with my favorite liner pen. Looks like this. I have a bunch of liner pens over here and they're not all the same. Some are new and some are old. So to find my favorite ones. Okay. I like to start with a small area and then go bigger and kind of be careful with the touch or how I make the lines. And this is your opportunity to finesse any of the lines and change them, make them a little different if you want to. So when you're lining, I highly suggest starting with shapes that you're comfortable with. And also feel free to kind of turn your paper in any direction so you can get the shapes down to make it easy on yourself, right? It's all about making things easy on yourself. And so these exercises are really practice exercises, right? So they're not meant to be perfect, and you can go back in and color them in however you want. I love lining them. That's like my favorite part of the thing. And then this comes down like this. And so if you get frustrated or a little impatient with yourself, just remember you can pause and you can go back. But it's really important to also remember that starting with that really good base drawing is going to give you clear kind of perception of where to start, right? And knowing where to kind of look in the drawing, and that's there to guide you. And you can erase as many times as you want, practice as many times as you want. And this comes around like this. And then we're gonna put the eye in like that. And there we have our dragon. So you don't even have to kind of erase, but I will show you what it looks like if you do erase. I'm gonna take a different eraser over here. And then you can color it in with colored pencils or markers, or you can maybe watercolor it. It makes a really good watercolor. If you'd like, please feel free to share your drawing with me. I am at info@futurepicassos.com. Or if you have any suggestions for upcoming drawings that I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to put this kind of mouth line in. If you have any upcoming drawings, things that you really want to draw, feel free to send them to me. I'm happy to do suggestions for people like I'm doing right now. I would rather draw something that you want to draw, but I also love dragons myself. And I'm actually looking forward to kind of to to coloring this one in. There's a really good description or of Glory on, I think you can find her in the books, Wings of Fire, but you can also find the colors that she looks like if you look her up on the internet. But you don't have to copy it exactly. You can make your own colors. So there we have our drawing, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to drawing with you soon, and have a wonderful day and great summer.